Right.
Yeah, he's gone. So yeah, but we are alive. We are alive. Yes. Are we live? I think so yes. You can hear us. Yes, I think yes.
So you just start.
Yes, let's do some.
Welcome to the.
Oh no.
Hello. Good evening, guys.
Hey, good evening. How is it going where you're at?
How was the seminar? How did it go?
For me, it's great. It's tiring. But these guys are the ones that perform, so they're probably more tired than I am.
But it was really, really good. We done some basic stuff, but really get some points in it, play a little bit with it around, and it was really, really good, really, really awesome. The people were there like it a lot and enjoy it. And tomorrow's the big one of it.
Mm,
Today it was 3 hours of seminar, and tomorrow it will be like 8 hours.
Yes.
Yeah.
good. So how?
So it
This
turned
is
out
the first
great.
time. This is the first time that you, Kevin and Thomas, experience Herosa de Cuerdas in person, right?
Yes.
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
Correct.
I trained
Can you
with
share us some of your thoughts from the seminar?
Guru Paul before online on Zoom training, but in person it is a whole different package. You've got so much more. You have to feel it. With the online training, you can get down the movements, the pattern, and the concepts. But in person, it really only then it really fits well together.
Yeah. And for
All
me, it's
right.
interesting because I'm from the Balintawak and Bausupo, so I'm looking for the similarities here and there. And yeah, we could see some of them, I think. Yeah. Yeah.
Ah, nice. Um, like Thomas, how long have you been doing FMA?
I don't know, maybe 20, 25 years now, something like this.
All right. And are there like certain things that you still saw that is new to you?
Yeah, well, there are things in Herosa we in Balintawak don't do, like this kind of we take abanico kind of striking. We just go more straight line when we counter. So in Balintawak it's more like corto linear they call it, and in Herosa the difference is then that the striking is like a witik or abanico or
Yes.
whatever you call it. Yes. So this is different. This is one
That's good.
point that there are many points different, but some points are
This is
similar.
staying.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's something that's really one of the things that is nice with FMA. You learn something new every time. You get a taste of a different style, isn't it? Yeah, you
Yeah, and
still have like a lot of things, a lot of hidden gems in FMA that you manage to learn.
Yeah.
yes,
Yes, and I actually tried my best today to at least give something different. But we did start with basic. So whatever videos I put out there for free in YouTube, I tried to cover that so they can connect what I'm saying now on live.
That's great. That's great. Okay, so uh, I'm going to address this question to Paul. What is Heyrosa de Cuerdas? And maybe give us a little bit of like history of it as well.
Okay. Basically, if you say Herosa de Cuerdas, Herosa is the last name of our great grandmaster who learned from Anchong Bacon and his Nene Rosales. So he is Grandmaster Herosa is the youngest Balintawak certified instructor under Anchong Bakon. So there's documents out there that will state his name, and there's some documents that won't because he learned it backyard.
Okay.
What I've learned, Herosa de Cuerdas is we'll call it the feminine side of Balintawa. So it's
Ah,
so it's actually designed for Anchong Bacon's sister, which is Commander Ligaya. So that's why most of the technique that are being done are the fanning motion instead of the power strikes. You know,
that is interesting.
correct. And because GM Herosa learned it on the later age when Anchong Bacon is a little bit older.
Mm-hmm.
So Anchong Bacon gave the title to him, sole holder of the cuerdas. So when he
Mm.
made his art, or he made his, I guess, his style, he, I don't know why he didn't use put balintawak the cuerdas. He took out the balintawak and just put the cuerdas in there. But the
Okay.
lineage balintawak.
Oh, wow.
And
That
then
is
from
interesting.
there, yeah, from there, the best student that he had is GM Owit Jekong. Unfortunately, he passed away already last year. So he's the sole, well, not sole, but he's two of the holder that keeps continuing in Herosa de Cuerdas. When he passed away, whoops, hang on for a second.
You gone dark, guys.
We need to pay our bills.
I thought this is the premium account now.
We just don't want to show you Herosa de Cuerdas. That's what it is. I was actually about to say that. Uh, when that happened is GM Herosa and GM Owit is very selective on students on who they teach.
Okay.
Until the Eskrima came out and people, I saw it there, and that's when I pursued to find GM Owit, and luckily enough, I learned from him. There's a little bit short version of the story, right? So, but that's basically what happened. So I don't want to say we're the soft style of Balintawak, but I when I was learning this, Jim Owit called me Balintawak, and I said, no, I'm not Balintawak. I'm Sarada, but he keeps insisting I'm Balintawak. And now that I'm seeing the stuff, how the Herosa moves, I figure I need to read, to search and learn Balintawak so I can find the roots.
Ah,
That's when
okay.
I got in contact, or that's when my partner in crime, June, came about.
Okay. All right.
You can't interview me without, you know,
Mentioning June.
The June name. It's always there. So
Okay.
he's showing me Balintawak, and I'm asking him, where is this at on, if I do this in Herosa, where is that in Balintawak? And he said, well, we have similarities like this. So,
I'm
Uh,
really interested to see a lot of that comparison. So hopefully you'll be able to show it later.
um, I hope so because I
I
am
mean, you can.
new in I'm new in Balintawak, so uh, I I take pieces of it so I can figure it out, but
We'll see. I mean,
but we will
you
try our
don't
best.
have to go. Yeah, let's see. Okay, so before I carry on, let's say hi to everybody who's actually tuned in tonight. So we got GM Ron Saturno. Hi,
Hey,
GM.
Gia.
We've got Robert Small. You've got Eric O'Brien.
Hey, Eric.
We've got Emmanuel Hart, and of
Hi.
course, we've got June.
There you go. See,
See,
what's up, Drew?
he's going to be watching you carefully later on when you do some of the Balintawak stuff. And then we've got Salim Badat. Actually, Salim already had a comment. I look forward to this interview. I would love to hear some of the similarities between Heyrosa de Cuerdas system and Balintawak. Same thing. Also, the life of the late GM Owit. Also tell us about Paete Arnis and the concept of measure. Maybe we can do that. Yeah, we can do that later on.
Yes, we can do that later
Then,
on.
yeah, well, I'm going to keep tab of this because he has quite a lot of like things, and he wants to he wants for you to tackle if you can. And he also
Okay.
asked, do you combine these styles when teaching, or do you teach separately? Maybe we can do that later on.
Well, I can answer that right now.
All right, cool.
I don't combine them when I'm teaching.
Mm-hmm.
After the seminar, and we're just playing around, then I combine them.
Okay,
But
that's
on
fair enough.
teaching, if it's Herosa, I go straight Herosa. If it's
Mm.
Paete, Arnis, or Garimot, I go straight to that. If it's Sarada, I go Sarada. If it's Barao, pure Barao, no mixing.
There you go. That's fair enough. It's actually good because at least your students get basically to understand what is basically Herosa from Barao, what is Barao from Paete. So they have a distinction as well.
Correct.
Yeah.
But after class, when it just maybe some of my close students and friends now just playing around and they ask something, and what do you do with this? Well, I'm going to go, well, I don't really want to get hit, so I'm going to go Largamano first.
Yeah.
And then
Fair
if
enough.
it,
Yeah.
if it for some reason it became close quarters, maybe I'll sneak in the Nasarada and then translate to Herosa, then out again to become Garimot or Paete
Why
Arnis.
not?
Yeah? If I get this arm, then I have to do Barao.
Yeah. Why not?
You know, correct. But that is after. That's not a formal
Mm.
class.
I mean, yeah, it's also like a good way for like for example for your student or for your friends to see how can you basically use those styles within a particular range, or how do you adjust. Oh.
Oh,
Oh, so that is motion censored. You have to keep on
yes,
moving, guys.
yes.
Okay, so again from Salim, I remember reading about GM Herosa in Fighting Arts International. Abner Pasa spoke about him. Yeah.
Uh, I have no now. I have no. I didn't ask them about his fighting because when he was still alive, I'm more concerned of getting information on more of the Herosa art that he
Mm-hmm.
doesn't want to give away. So I'm more on give me more.
Okay.
And I'm more into researching the connectivity of Herosa to the Balintawak. That's mostly what I'm asking. And I'm also asking why is it that back then, when the early stages of my FMA, they keep saying Balintawak is always in fighting with the Doce Pares
Mm-hmm.
when GMO, its best friend, is the Cañetes.
Yeah.
It doesn't make sense to me. And it was answered. They said, no, the leaders of every organization is not really fighting. It's the student who's fighting.
Yeah, sometimes that happens. It's not the
Yeah,
teachers, it's the students.
yeah, it's the
They're the
students.
ones that create
And maybe the
trouble.
grandmaster is sitting there drinking. Look, he's fighting over there.
Yeah, and you see
you
the
know,
grandmasters actually together drinking beer, watching their students
yeah,
fighting.
fighting. Yeah. So, but a couple of probably 4 or 5 years ago, I organized a little party for the grandmaster at Cebu, and
That's nice.
one of the requests of GMO is to make sure don't forget the doce pares. You know,
I mean, Balintawak
you
is
know,
always like
it,
part
it
of
happened.
Doce Pares.
Yes,
Mm.
I mean nowadays uniting is better than splitting.
Exactly.
You know.
Exactly that. Exactly that. I'm with you there. Right. We also have Javier Monroy from Chicago. Tuhon Babiladra is watching from Maryland, USA.
Oh,
And
Mr.
yep,
Lab.
Alex is
Oh,
here.
Kabayan. He's from Javier is actually
Okay, so
my representative in Chicago. He's a first level representative Anybody in the Midwest who wants to learn, he's the representative up there.
That's Javier.
Javier, yes.
Okay, cool. Okay. So, guys, again, tonight this is going to be mostly demos of Herosa. So, if you have any question to address to Paul, please put it in the comment section. Okay. And then we'll try to address it as we go along. Okay. Right. So, without further ado, how do you want to start with your demos, guys?
Uh, I mean, do you have any other questions for before we do that, or any other info,
Well,
or maybe
I'll I'll do it later. I'll do it later.
later?
So
Okay.
as we basically go along, yeah, yeah, yeah,
Okay. So me and Kevin will do the demo,
Yes.
and
yeah.
yeah, we'll hopefully you guys
Yes, yes.
will like it. And then if there's some reason that if I'm demonstrating something and Thomas sees some sort of balintawak, please stop me so we can freeze and say that's
Yeah,
that looks
actually,
like balintawak.
yeah. I mean,
Okay,
actually,
hang on. We're
because you got
gonna
Thomas
he's
there,
gonna
you got Thomas there. Maybe he can help out with the Balintawak side.
So, okay, so you mean, yes, okay.
Wow,
You go.
that's a huge dojo, man. I
Yeah.
love it.
it is a huge dojo. So
There we
we're
go.
gonna go a little bit closer here. So basically, do we do it now or are we good to go?
Yeah, you can.
Okay.
You're good to go.
So one thing about Herosa de Cuerdas is we used a very light stick. Very, very
Okay.
light. There, if you notice, where's the camera? There's no skin on this. Okay. The reason being is, just stand straight like this, is our targets when we practice is the two shoulders and the leg.
Okay.
We try not to hit any other parts because it's kind of dangerous because in Herosa de Cuerdas, we don't have angles of attack. We have targets.
Okay.
So my first target will be his left shoulder. Second target is right shoulder. Next target is the hips, the bone on the hips, and a stabbing on 5, collarbone, knee, temple, and head.
Okay.
Okay, so just want to make sure that's. But for now, we're only allowed to hit 1, 2, 3, 4.
All right.
But accidents do happen that you get poked in the eye or you get hit in the forehead. So
Okay.
just to show a little bit of demo, the way Herosa de Cuerdas does it, maybe we'll do it this way. So like here, is if I'm on a chamber, I know when I teach, I said I don't go mixing stuff, but just for reference, so people will know, I will say some angle that I learned from Sarada, so people can reference what I mean. What I mean,
Yep,
if
that's
that's
fine.
okay.
Yeah. Yeah, that's
So from
yeah.
here, if I am on a Sarada angle 2, okay, instead of me extending my hand to hit here, okay, so basically in Sarada, it's there, or I stop middle, there, right? In Herosa, we don't do it that way. So in Herosa, we just stand here with a 2, and we spin our weapon from here to there.
Okay. Yeah. So that's where the Wittek is.
There's the wicket. Now this is what I call wiper. So if you notice, it's on the center line and it's spinning. So if you go to my YouTube channel, it looks like this. It looks like this.
Yeah, like a wiper blade.
Correct. So in application, when you're in a seminar or you one-on-one with me, this becomes sideways. Okay.
Okay.
So what happened is usually, if Kevin now is trying to prevent me to hit this, we'll go reference first with Sarada again. So
Okay.
regular Sarada, you're gonna do inside block. Sarada, he insides block it this way. Okay? And then he might pass this, and then he's gonna strike me there. So what we do in this is I know he's gonna come. Most of the time I'm gonna flick it, he's gonna block it, and then my check hand will come, and then I'm gonna hit the wiper. Okay?
Okay.
So again, I flick my wiper, he blocks it, and then I come and I hit. Okay, so
All
it's
right.
almost similar than any FMA, right? Just the way we hit.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But the complex art just by the wiper alone with my check hand. There's another way that I can do it. If this is not a bladed art, or if I'm not using blade, I just purely stick, I can do it this way. I start here. I'm gonna start.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna slow it down so people can see it. The stick is gonna come. His defense is gonna come. Right. My stick will block it. My check hand will block it already, and my shot's gonna go in. And
I
then I
see.
hit
Okay.
I hit the target as many as I want until he decides to find a way to block it. Okay?
Okay.
Again, I'm hitting this. I'm going to go slight. I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Maybe on the sixth shot, again, this is a game that we play, right? Uh, he's going to decide to block it. Then he blocks it there, right?
All right. Okay.
You notice what happens when he blocked. Again, we'll go back again to this situation here, right there. If you notice when I cleared it, you're not on frame. You're not in frame, Kevin.
No, I mean,
Yeah.
This way.
You move. You move. There. There. That's it. That's it. Yep.
Oh, I'm the one who's not on frame. You see the shoulder is closer to my stick.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, right? He blocked. Now the shoulder goes away. Because I blocked this, the shoulder comes back in. That's my target. 1, 2, 3. Then he blocks. You see that shoulder flash
Yep.
here? What's going to happen now is I'm going to use my check hand to parry that to hit that target. Now his stick is trapped.
Mm-hmm.
He won't be able to block it without moving his body. Then I'm going to hit this as often as I can until he decides to block. This
Okay.
is very basic. He turns, where's my target again? It's right there, it's flashing in front of me. Okay? Now, if I want to, I can go to a different target. Just for demo purposes, if I want to hit his eye, I'm going to put a trap. I'm going to go over his stick. It's going to go land in the eye. And then I'm going to stop to the side and I'm going to keep whacking that eye or the face. Right? Now, to defend
Okay.
it, we just did a wiper. He's going to do a wiper. Then we're back to the same situation. Now, if you notice the hand right
Yeah.
here, this is what it looks like. Similarity now to Balintawak, right? Because I can do a disarm from here. I can turn this and take it out.
All right. Okay.
But in Herosa, when we're here, I prefer to hit him than disarm him.
Then disarm. Okay.
That means I will probably check and then I'm
Mm-hmm.
going to hit again and again. Now his stick is strapped on my body. Again, I can probably snake here and disarm this,
Yep.
but because my goal is to hit, I'm just going to keep hitting. When I'm hitting now, the only weapon that he has, if I'm here, is the check hand right there.
Okay.
Now this is going to look like all the other FMA. I can either grab this
From
and
underneath.
hit,
Yes.
or I can come here, or I can do this and hit again the target, or he can hold this and I'm going to play. This is what the cuerdas is. I can play the cuerdas. I'm going to move my hand like playing a guitar. Hey Tom, do you play instrument?
Yes, I do.
What do you
Piano.
play?
Piano and guitar. Yes.
Very good. Let's say this is A. Okay, I'm going to make this A minor. That means all I have to do is
Okay.
move my hand or my finger to another location. I make move it there. See, look at the check hand.
Mm-hmm.
The check hand, look at that. It's checking my hand. I play another A minor. It got released. When it gets released, it hits. Then he checks again. Because see, this hand is trapped. Can't do
Yeah.
anything. Right? And again, this is supposed to be tighter here, but I'm just so for the film, right?
Yeah,
Now,
yeah,
if you
yeah,
notice, I came from here. Let go of your hand. I came from here. I move it out. A minor. He checks on A minor. I'm going to go A major. Okay. Maybe in my A major, I extend it all the way out there. Out there.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Still here.
That's
Then he
interesting.
checks. I go back to A. Check.
Mm-hmm.
Check. A minor. A major. Back to A. Here. And now, from the target one that's being hit, now I can play different notes. That means the strumming. When you
Yeah,
do this,
yeah.
I can do this.
Or
I
you
can
can
pluck.
block it. Yep.
I can do the thumb. So if I hit
Yep.
over here, one, he checks, I move, I come, I check, and then I go on the leg. Boom, boom. Then he goes down, and then I play the A again, over and over, until I get the same thing again, and I go, I check and grab, and I hit, and I hit, and I hit. Or I can take all this now to this arm.
Ah, that's a nice drill actually.
Correct. It's
It's a
actually a
nice game.
game that you have to make
Yeah,
sure.
it's a nice game to
But
play.
now, how do you apply that? You apply that when the person is actually, let's say, doing a banico on me, and I'm doing now a little bit. Don't go. I'm doing this, and suddenly I find an opening, and I come here. Then I go bang,
Mm-hmm.
bang, 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 bang. Sorry, bang.
Okay, so this is
But
where June
in
is correct.
Herosa,
Wear glasses.
in Herosa, it's really important that you will be able to pull the technique in play.
Yeah,
If you can't
yeah,
do it in play, then you're not playing Herosa. So it's like
yeah.
you play the
Oh.
guitar, they give you a note, and you get this is A, but you're not playing. No music's happening. So it has to happen while you're strumming here and while this thing is moving. If that making sense, right? So again, from what we saw,
Mm, mm.
basic abanico, he's targeting my shoulder, and if you notice, he's hitting me. I let him hit me because it's a play. Then I'm gonna decide to
Mm-hmm.
start blocking, which I'm gonna put my stick up in the middle, but he's still connecting, and I'm done. I'm tired of getting hit. Then I'm gonna start blocking, and I'm doing an open close. Slow it down, Kevin, right here. So he hits over here, close, open, close, open. In between this play is when I have to decide to enter to get this position that I just showed earlier.
Okay.
Then I can now play the game. In reality, Kevin will not block here because he already knows he's going to get trapped. He's going to try to release the trap that I have here. Because the job of this is to hit. Now it's not hitting. So what he's gonna do, he's probably gonna circle away. It's red. Then he's
Ah,
gonna hit now with a wiper here. Then I am forced to block. But if you notice, I already got hit once.
yeah.
Getting hit in Herosa, it's okay. It's telling me I got
Y-
hit.
Yep. Yep.
In Herosa, though, when you hit something, you keep hitting until the person blocks.
Okay.
This is some sort of repetition, am I right?
Yeah,
These are
yeah, yeah,
repetition.
yeah,
So the person hitting me, I need to learn how to block. I need to learn how to block, so I block. And now he's trapped, he needs to do an abanico. Then we're back on the same drill again.
yeah. Mm.
Go faster. So I'm not faster, hit my shoulder. So if you notice, it's not connecting. When it lands like here, here's my shoulder. There's the
Yep.
stick, am I right? If that thing doesn't, pag yan hindi lumapat that didn't land on my shoulder,
Yep.
it's still a miss.
Ah, okay.
So when he hits, that's a hit, right?
All right.
Go back again. He hits, I put my check hand in there, that's a block. He go back, he hits, I put a stick, it's a block.
All
He
right.
comes in
Okay.
and a hit, cut over here. I move a little bit, it stops, it's not a hit.
Mm-hmm.
So in
Yeah.
Herosa, we play also by inches. As if it doesn't hit, for us, it's not a hit.
Okay.
Some
So
people
that's
will,
basically by
some people,
manipulating your body
yes. So,
displacement,
so
basically.
in other FMA, they go like this, am I right? So they come here. Oh, I hit you, right?
Now I
Eh,
did it.
no, you didn't.
Exactly. No.
So if I block him, all right,
Yeah.
and then I go, oh, I hit you. But remember, the check hand is there.
Yeah. Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah, he allowed you. Don't check. He allowed you to do this. But in
Mm.
reality, in most FMA, if he hits me with an angle two, I come here and I do this. That check hand is gonna come.
Yeah.
Now you have
It's
to
gonna
deal with
stop
it.
it. Yeah.
Yes. But look where I'm at.
Yeah.
This might be another Balintawak, maybe. Right? Look at the location I have. Kevin is on the bottom, on the top. It's an automatic disarm.
Mm.
You probably want to ask June.
No.
Thomas is going like this to me. Okay? And then we can
Actually,
probably apply the lock here.
maybe we
And
can
then
ask
maybe I
Thomas about it.
connect there. Thomas?
Yeah. Maybe you can. Thomas, can you do a demo with Kevin, please?
Yeah,
With the
sure,
same technique.
sure.
Okay.
The
Yeah.
same. Yeah, like in Balintawak, we like to touch two, but it's not like this. We just go straight line, right? So straight line here, here, and here. So for example, if he attacks me, basic one would be like just touch here, but we'll go this line. Later you go here, and then you go here and here. So you have more strikes, but it's all touching. And it's not this kind of striking, it's like this kind of striking. But we also soft, but we connect. So this is very important. Later you also connect here, and here, and here, here. So it's very hard for him to defend all that. But the beginning would be head hunting, yes? So go for the head first. But
All right.
later, here you just hit the wrist, and then you change here and here and here. So yeah, it's almost impossible for him to block that. But we are linear, so we strike linear, not
Yeah.
we take the curved strike. The curved strike. Yeah. And for
Can you see
example,
something when it comes on this? What are the
yes, yes,
similarity?
and when we're here, I think you were
Yes.
in this kind of situation, right? In Balintawak, it's when I'm here, he tries to check it. It's very hard. If you try to check it, you cannot. Even
Mm-hmm.
yeah, when I'm too slow, yeah, sure, okay. But Balintawak would be sometimes just go here. So when he goes here and he tries to block me, I just change the angle
You
at
change
that
the
moment.
angle. Yeah.
Then we have the windshield wiper. So sometimes he blocks me here, I just windshield wiper. Now I check both of these and it's finished. But I'm fast and I'm linear. So from here, windshield wiper would be like this, disarming here, trapping at the same time and just hit. From this side would be windshield wiper, hit, and then strike. So you see, from this side, windshield wiper. There's even this trapping, you see, but I'm always linear. So this is the style I learned. So this would be a difference, but the windshield wiper, we have two. But different, yeah, like we use it for the trapping, not really for the hitting. Yeah, so this will be the same
Ah. Okay.
technique, different.
Different way of
And
using it, of utilizing it.
yeah, and then the disarm, it's like sometimes like angle number 12, you don't know about it. So from here, angle number 12, I feed him like this. It can be done like you do the disarm here, you just strip it from. And then we have the candlestick position here, like this, and sometimes we use it also like we just hit like this. So most FMA is more like angle number 12 will be like this, right? So we will be more like this, like punching right away. And then if you're fast with your trapping, it's over. So this is very fast, yes. So from here, even before he blocks, I'm in already, yeah. But I'm linear, okay. And then the disarming we would use, like you did, it's like from here we punch and then we disarm, you see. And then I'm linear in. Or maybe I go over the top here, and then I switch here and I do it with the armpit. Or sometimes we do it with the elbow here. You see?
Yeah, it's like a biceps. Yeah.
Yeah. Usually we do it like a punch, like we punch the chin and then trap it and then like this. You see?
That's cool.
Yeah. So these would be some of the techniques similar but different.
Different. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like I said. There's if I learn more, if June teach me more. Just kidding.
John, take note.
Yeah. I know June has been teaching me, but that's basically the let's say the similarity because I'm watching him do it. The only way that's different is I'm hitting him different.
Mm, 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 mm.
And actually, what's happening too in sometimes in Herosa, which is we never let anybody try to touch our hand, our weapon hand.
Okay.
So most of the time, I mean, the only reason why I'm showing it this is so you guys can see
Yeah. Okay.
motion.
Yeah.
In reality, if it's here, again, we go back to what I think Thomas did is he did a wiper. I'm gonna do a wiper here. So I'm gonna wiper here, then hit there.
Hmm.
So if you notice again here, can you guys see that? It's down here. Instead of me disarming here, I wiper. So if it's over here, if I'm gonna do wiper, it's
Yeah. Makes sense. Yeah.
now for fighting, I wiper. Now my wiper doesn't go here because I'm not gonna. Oops, did I hit your hand? No target. So when I wiper here, I'm gonna wiper here. What I
Yeah.
can do is to keep playing the game because it's trapped here. Can you guys see that it's trapped?
Hmm.
I will release it to hit this.
Paul, can you move back a little bit so people? Yeah, that's it. Yep. There you go.
So here, if I release this, he will have the opportunity to block. There's my opening. Then all
Okay.
I have to do is spin my weapon like abanico. There. When I abanico, my check hand will check this so the stick doesn't move. There. And then I'll shift. One, two, three. I can either let him block. We call GMO would call this he's gonna struggle. He's gonna struggle because there's an obstacle
Yeah.
that's
There's a
blocking
yeah.
the
Mm.
way, right? Or I can decide to release the whole thing, and when he comes and block, my check hand again will probably go the opposite side, taking this weapon away, hitting on the shoulder. Once he feels that, and it's gonna come here. Now his check hand is there. If you notice that. Now
Mm.
here's the
Yep. Yep. Yep.
similarity of Balinto. I
Yeah.
call this 50-50. Right?
Yep.
In most cases, I'm learning from GM Maranga. Grab my stick. It's a grab and grab, right?
Mm.
Once
It's a
he's on
stalemate.
top, I'm on top, right?
Yeah.
Is I have to go and stick up because I'm
Ah.
worried about that hand.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
But
So
in
you're
most
increasing the
cases,
distance
when we
from
hit,
the weapon hand.
yeah, in some cases, they will call it lifting and clearing. So I'm going to lift, clear, and punch.
Mm-hmm.
But if we're Herosa, this is triggered to run, to hit. That means if I really, this is gonna keep, this weapon is gonna try to hit me. It's moving, it's trying to hit, right?
Yeah.
It's trying to hit. Once I release that, that goes, bang, bang, bang.
Yeah. Okay. Which you don't
That's
want to
why
happen.
the recommendation, what I learned from Maraga when it's trying to hit is I get out of the way so it can't hit. Okay?
Mm.
So what we do now in Herosa when I'm here is we do the one dankal rule. If I don't want to move this way, one dankal means my stick, weapon hand, is one dankal away from my check hand. Oop, right there.
Ah. Okay. Yeah.
If I go more, it becomes a problem.
Yep.
And this is what's
It
happening now.
renders an
Don't
opening.
one dankal rule. So I got two choices. Number one, I can move his weapon hand to go to my one dankal rule.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? One, I'm going to use his puño to clear my the holding of my weapon. That opens up the ribs, which is the number five in number one, two. Actually, that's a number one hit. So I'm going to come here. I'm going to hit the ribs. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
If I hit the ribs, the leg, and hopefully if I hit here, this might collapse, and then the eye will follow. Right? So that's one way. The one way again here. One dangkal rule. One dangkal is over here. I bring the weapon. I hook it in there. I turn, and there's my shot. Okay? But I'm going to go to the
Okay.
shoulder for safe, for so he doesn't get bruised. Or one,
Mm-hmm.
two, three, four. Right? Another way will be, okay, if I don't want to move this weapon to here, I'm going to move my weapon to my one dangkal rule and disarming from there.
Disarm. Yeah.
And then in Herosa, of course, if you notice, look at the face, look at the eye, look at the it's actually, I didn't even move my hand, it all goes directly into the eye. Okay? If he checks
Ah.
that, it hits the shoulder.
Yeah.
And then that's opening for the ribs, the leg, if he goes back again to that. But remember, he doesn't have any more weapon. I
Yeah.
got two weapons, right? So that's how we do the in Herosa, am I right? So again, we have a problem here. If he's pushing down, I go circular inside. I don't necessarily need to disarm him if I don't want to. I can come here and hit him on the leg. See? You want me to hit him more? Or, or if let's say he caught me on the front like this, and I'm here, and he's pushing my shoulder, my weapon back, what's going to happen is I turn this, keep pushing, and I go for a disarm. And
Okay.
again, watch again with what happens to the head. See, I stick,
Yeah.
I. If he, let's say I'm playing the guitar, am I right?
Yep.
That's the target. I'm going to change the cuerdas. The cuerdas is changing the notes. If this is B, he checks, he puts my hand in B minor, the target is gone, the second target is open, which is the collarbone.
Collarbone.
Then I
Yeah.
just hit the collarbone, right? See, I hit the collarbone, oops, no problem. The collarbone, if he decide to push this way, there, it opens up again the wiper this side. Okay?
Mm.
So from here again, I'm here. If it's way on top, right?
Yeah.
Again, if it happened to be this way, it's so far, I will bring this to here. If it's here, I'm automatically go on a linear. If it's under. Now, just to show you application, am I right? When I was doing Sarada, I learned this in Sarada. I get another stick. Hopefully, I'm not. But just to show you
No,
the
we're fine.
connectivity of the
No, we're
other
fine.
part with the Herosa, right? Just one stick. Or two sticks for you. So 6 count, basic 6 count, right? Make sure you're on 6 count. This is against. Okay, everybody got that, am I right? So this is with.
Yep.
I'm sorry, again with. See this motion? One stick. Of course, I'm doing it light because again, I don't have a skin on my stick. It's gonna break easily.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
When he pushed my weapon down, this motion is this motion.
Okay.
Okay, so again, maybe I let him click over here, it's there. See, it happens right away, and then he pushes me down. Then I go
Ah. So you're basically riding the energy that he gave you,
correct
counter it.
to counter
It's like a counter
because
to counter.
yes, okay. Or I can bring it to my body. Now he has no. It's easier for me now to take it,
Yeah.
right? So it all depends, but all this play needs to happen during play.
Mm,
That
mm,
means
mm,
it's like
mm.
this. Let's say you're in my seminar, Tom. I'm gonna go like, Tom, the technique today is he hits over here, I block, and let's say I do the punyo disarm.
Okay.
Pretty simple, am I right?
Yep, yep,
Kevin,
yep.
you got that? Then I'm gonna say, Kevin, do it. Then here's what's gonna happen. I'm gonna give him a time until he can do it. If he can't do it, why didn't you do the disarm? Then I go, the disarm is this way again. You got it? Then of course he's gonna say yes. Let's go do it again. There you go.
That's it. Yep.
So
It's
every technique that you're gonna learn in Herosa de Cuerdas has to be done in play.
it's actually nice that you do that because it actually gives the student a way to connect it rather
Yes,
than doing your, like for example, uh doing the disarm in a very static way. So like I go like
correct,
this, you do the disarm and everything. So that basically gives them a chance to find their way to be able to do the disarm.
correct. And that's one aspect of Herosa de Cuerdas. Another aspect of this de Cuerdas is finding the easiest path to hit the target. Even though I'm
Hmm.
doing the wiper and the open close, again, these are defense. This is defense. The reason why I call it defense is when he's attacking, I'm defense, or I can wipe it. Once you get advanced and you can trap, I should trap on the other side. Uh, If I can trap here, and it becomes an attack.
Okay. I've
But
got
of
a
course, in online learning, it's hard to show the offense because you don't have a partner.
yeah.
So all you see me on online or by YouTube is I'm doing this and I'm doing this
Mm,
and I'm
mm,
doing
mm, mm,
this,
mm.
right?
Okay.
So that's basically I kind of a little concept of Herosa de Cordas.
Okay. I've got a question, and this might also be something for also for the public. Now, whenever you do your witik in the Herosa de Cuerdas, if basically you're using a blade,
You
you're
can,
basically using mostly the side, right? Or
yes.
you, yeah.
Capability, yes. Uh, Unfortunately, GMO it doesn't like to teach us blade because he said
All right.
it's dangerous enough to learn the sticks.
Okay.
And there is that responsibility of him teaching blade to people and they because they might use
I
it for
see. Okay.
you know for bad things.
All
So he
right. So he
decided not to
basically
teach.
looks at that moral and ethical issue of teaching blade to people.
Correct,
He takes it
correct.
seriously.
He takes
All
it
right.
seriously because he said, if we're this quick already in hitting people with a stick, just imagine with a blade.
Yeah. Fair enough. Yes, that's true.
So
That's true.
open close. Am I right?
Yep.
Flat end. So
Yep.
when Kevin hits me this way, there's my flat end.
Yep. Okay. Yep. Yep.
Or I can do wiper.
Mm-hmm.
So if I come here, okay, you guys can see.
Move back a little bit away from the camera. Yeah, that's
So
it. Yep.
everyone over here, and let's say I'm in a position like this. Am I right? Well, I gotta show wiper. So I'm gonna bring my weapon. Normally, it's a blade. I'm not gonna hold my weapon this way, but
Yeah.
just for demo, I'm gonna do it this way. Okay?
Okay.
But
Yeah. Cool.
on a fight, not this way.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
either
yeah,
this
yeah, yeah,
way or this way, okay?
yeah.
That's for the demo, I make it flat. He comes in right to my neck, and because of the flat end, I wipe her.
All right.
Then normally from here, most of the counters, people already know that this is either gonna cut me here, right?
Mm, mm.
So I have to either push this thing away down, so when he cuts, it's gonna be a miss.
Yep, you're gonna
But what
guide it out.
I'm doing, I'm not gonna trap my blade. Once he hit, I'm gonna release my weapon to come out.
Okay.
This, I'm gonna check, right? See the check? But that blade is so close there, all I have to do is turn.
Okay.
Because again, we're used to our wrist
Mm,
going this way. So if he hits me again here, it's there.
mm.
Again, basic again, there. I mean, I'm not showing this, I'm just showing you
Yeah, 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 yeah,
again, I'm just disregarding his weapon for now, okay?
yeah.
So here I check, and it comes in, and it still cuts. Because
Yeah.
the check hand didn't do his job. Now, if his check hand goes pushing more, then I turn,
Yep.
right? So where are we at again?
50-50, stalemate position.
50-50. So what I'm gonna do now again is either I'll use his blade to come and clear it,
Mm,
or if it's high, I will try to chop and come in there.
okay.
And then,
Okay.
right? If it's online and it's pushing, all I have to do, because we have a flexible wrist, is I just drop.
Mm-hmm.
So when I drop, then I slice. In Herosa, by the way, they're slicing. I drop, I slice, I cut. But if you notice, it doesn't do abanicos anymore.
Mm-hmm.
It follows the rule now of, basically the concept is we don't retract back.
Okay.
We're continually attacking. Again, just for demo purposes, I come here, I'm not using any check hand. I attack, he checks. I reposition, I'm attacking. He checks. I'm attacking. I'm attacking. Right? I'm attacking. See?
Nice.
The only reason why I'm gonna go back is when he pushes me back.
Yeah, because
But
there's a
again, I'm playing
pressure.
with the hip, so it's still there. See?
Yeah.
Again, just that we're disabling his other side.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Okay?
yeah, yeah, yeah,
For
yeah,
that,
yeah.
again, if he comes and attack, I can either clear it here to push it down and it's gonna cut this way. If he blocks it up right there, then I can do my rotation. Okay? It's
Okay.
blocked. I can't fight this. I'm gonna be struggling to come up. So I have to chop down. As soon as I chop down, what happens? It's 50-50. As soon as I chop down, it becomes one down cow. Then I
Mm.
do maybe that's called lifting and clearing, but
Lefty and clear. Yeah, 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 yeah.
then there's my shot. And maybe he will block over here. Yeah? There. Then all I have to do now is, because I do abanico or I do the cuerdas, I'm gonna play different notes. See my hand? It's over here. A minor is over here. I'm gonna move my hand to A minor. That's gonna release the trap. Then I come in.
Okay.
Let's say he blocks that again. I'm gonna play it there. Now it's far.
Mm.
Again, he got trapped because I keep attacking. Block it, block it. See, he forgot he can kick, he can cut,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
And
yeah,
then
yeah.
if I'm brave enough, I can use my check hand to clear this. If you're brave
Okay.
enough, the plate's right there. Right? But basically, here's one thing I showed earlier. Hopefully, when I attack, I'm going to be out of frame a little bit. So right here's my attack. That's how fast we go. Did you see it, Tom?
Okay. So it's a small movement, a micro movement that you
Yes.
use. Yeah.
So that's the difference. But we need to have the right tool.
Yeah. 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 That's true.
We need to be holding a pinuti. We can't be holding a heavy weapon that we won't be able to manipulate it.
Yeah. Exactly. Exactly. Exactly.
So
Now,
that's the
thanks
question.
for clearing that. That's no, that's nice.
Yeah.
That's
So there's
nice.
other ways I can do it, am I right? I can go flat end, this again, teaching method, am I right? Now I'm not
Yep.
fighting.
Yep.
I'm
Yep.
gonna hit him on a flat end like this. He's gonna block. And then I'm gonna cut him.
Mm.
See that?
Just overriding it now.
No check hand.
Yeah.
But in reality, I'm gonna put my check hand in there.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
I go here. See how my check hand is here?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. It,
He might now he's gonna do wiper. See? I'm back to where I was before.
nice.
The only way maybe he'll be able to catch is if this becomes aggressive and pushes me back,
Yeah.
right? Then he might have the possibility to hit me here. But if he comes even
Mm-hmm.
there, there's my block. Huh?
Yep.
And I disarm there if I want to, or I can just come here and there. And then
Yeah.
cut. Does it look abanico?
I,
No, because it's not doing abanico. So I'm
it's
losing
not.
my
Yeah.
check.
It's not. Yeah. Mm.
Yeah. So another way to do that is if when he
Because.
hit,
Yeah.
I can do the flat end this way,
Mm-hmm.
right? So when I come in to cut, his check hand's gonna come to check over here. I take the check and I cut. It's because I know in when I was in Sarada, this is your emergency. Oh my God, check to
Yeah.
save my
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
life. But my check hand is there. Nope, you're not saving your life. I'm gonna take that away.
Yeah. It's like your oh shit moments.
Correct.
Okay.
I should not be showing this, but
Okay. Let's
but
give
again, we should stop on the blade.
let's give you some break. You can sit down for a moment. Yeah.
Okay, I went too deep.
No, that's fine. Actually, it's actually good, man, because um
Okay, sorry. We'll turn it so
yeah,
we
turn
can
it
sit
over,
down.
turn it over.
This one, because I'm getting too deep in there.
No, it's fine.
You gave me
It's
like
just
you're
it's
getting
just enough.
on the blade.
Uh, the
Yes.
of course the reason why I ask this is because uh again in a lot of FMA styles we always say that the stick is basically a representation of the blade, right? And
Yes.
because it is the most of the movement is based from witik. Of course some people will start asking, well, if you're using the blade now, that means that you're only using the side. So
Correct.
so that's why I asked, is there any translation
You need to
to
learn
the
when to
blade?
use the flat end of the stick. I I like to use the point of the stick
Mm-hmm.
or the point of the blade. Remember, on a stick, we're taught this is for hitting,
Yep.
this is for
For blocking,
blocking.
yeah.
What's this for? For disarming
For
or whatever,
controlling,
right?
for hooking.
Yes, correct. So this is designed for hitting.
Yeah.
So when I manipulate the blade, I'm concentrating on my point.
Yep. Okay.
Like, I'm like painting my blade. I'm painting.
Yeah. Yeah.
You can tell it's a soft style because I'm doing this,
Yeah.
right? I'm doing this.
That actually brings me to my next point. Um, what's this? Thomas, you can also answer on this one. Okay, because there was a comparison between Herosa being a soft style to Balintawak, which is a hard style, and the movements basically shows a little bit of why it is called a soft style. Okay, it's not like punchy. All right, it's not like a hard strike coming from Balintawak. So how did I'm gonna address this first to Thomas. How did you find learning Herosa?
Oh, this was because of Kevin, because he said he had the connection and he wanted to have the seminar, and I have the place, and then I learned about the connection to Balintawak, and so I said this is a really good opportunity for me too to compare both of these styles. Yeah,
Mhm.
so I just knew it, but I heard the name before, and I knew that there was some connection with Balintawak. And for me, because I'm started with nickel stick, and I always wanted to learn more, like not only nickel stick, but all that evolved around Bacon, like the founder of Balintawak. There were so many masters, and everybody was very good at different things. So
Yeah.
they evolved Bauer Zuko and all the different Balintawak guys you find nowadays, like Bobby Taboada and Tabimina, and all the different Biles and Monka, and they all have their own flavor in it.
Yeah.
And so for me, it's like I try to research the other styles. But next to the other Balintawak styles, there are also styles which you maybe don't directly connect to Balintawak, but there is a connection, like Pablo Zupo with Grandmaster Kiniza
Yep.
and Rosa de Cuerdas. So yeah, this is my mission because I'm originally Balintawak to learn what developed out of this circle of masters around Bacon. So
Yeah.
this is what I like to research.
Did you find learning Heyrosa a little bit challenging coming from a solid Balintawak background?
Yeah, actually, I'm not only Balintawak, so I think I can.
No, no, I mean from yeah, but from a but because you practice Balintawak, yeah.
Yeah, no, actually, I have done many, like I have done La Punti and other styles too, where they used to do a lot of abanico too.
All right, okay.
And I know a little bit of that too. Yeah, so it's okay. Uh, but for me, I think the most important thing is like the historical connection, and then
Yeah.
why did one master go this direction in his development of his art, and the other guy went another way. There must be reasons for that.
Yeah, there
Most
yeah.
there are fighting reasons. So I like to connect with all the people and talk about them with them about this and let them explain why are you doing what you're doing. Do you know why you do it? Because sometimes people just do it and they don't even know why. I met these
Mm,
people too, you know. So I'm very happy
yeah.
that when I meet somebody who's really knowing what he's doing and why he's doing that.
Ah, it's okay. Yeah. I mean, yeah, it's really important for you to be, especially that you're doing like FMA for a long period of time now. You need to be able to understand all these things and be able to find like the connection, like for example, to the roots of Balintawak. Yeah.
Yes, very important. Even I, that's the reason why I got connected with June, is because I was trying to find the connectivity of Herosa de Cuerdas to the Balintawak. Oh,
Whoop!
we were playing, we played our games.
Just have to drop my stick though.
Yeah, yeah, you need to keep twirling your stick, man. I
Let's
mean,
practice Herosa de Cuerdas.
so Kevin,
Yes.
Kevin, so you have been doing FMA for like at least shorter than Thomas and Paul. But what is the important take, okay, that you had today practicing with Paul? What was the important lesson? How did you find it?
The important thing for me was the feeling
Mm-hmm.
because I trained with him before online for a few months, and train online you can get the movements and learn the stuff
Yeah.
and why it's there and the explanations, but to feel it actually and to feel it also in play,
Mm.
it fit well better together, and there come automatically few more details out of it
Yeah.
because you better understand why go there, why is this there, and it makes so much more sense now than it even made before. Before it was really great, and you get a great understanding, oh, this, and this, and it fits really good in. But now it's even way much better, different feeling, different energy, and it comes more out of it. So it was a really, really good. It was an awesome feeling and experience, and yeah, it was great.
And to be honest with you, he's actually testing for level two. So every time he goes on the floor, it's a test. So
Ah, why not?
I still like to do the old way of teaching and testing. So the
Cut
whole
out the bad things. Cut out the bad things.
the whole thing since I got here from day one, I told him you're in the spot. I'm testing you not only on the practice of Herosa de Cuerdas, but your beliefs, your morality, and how you deal with students, and
Yep.
especially now seminar. And I look how we interact with his friends. Is his friend shady? No, they're not. Actually, they're very good. They're my friends now too. I'm actually I found a family in Germany. So,
Wow.
and again, I'm a stickler to the old way, and making sure my lineage keeps continuing. And I am really happy that they are very open-minded, and I'm glad to give them whatever I know as long as they want it.
Mm, nice. I mean, Kevin, this is that it what you're experiencing with Paul is something normal when actually when you learn especially from Filipino masters, you're always being assessed. It's that
Yes, yes,
you're always being assessed. So that's normal.
but it's great.
Yeah,
It is. It is. And yeah, you have to basically like uh make the most out of it while Paul is there while learning.
Absolutely. I already told him next time you have to stay longer.
one week is not long enough. There are
No.
so many beers to taste.
Oh yes. You have
So
to
it's gonna
taste
be
that.
2 weeks of training then.
Yes. So yeah, it's. I actually had fun today. We actually have some people here today that had no clue what Herosa de Cordes is, and so far most of them they empty their cup, and I pour some in. Well, I open the hose basically, and it's up to them how much they want to fill. So
Yeah. So Thomas, so far with your experience with Herosa, um, was it good for you to be able to understand some of its movement in connection to Balintawak?
Yes, it was good. And it was good also because next to the similarities, there were many things we do differently. And I think it's always good to look outside the box.
Mm-hmm.
And when I like Barroso Bo, it was very different from what I learned in Eagle Stick because it's empty hand against knife. This is the first reason. And then second, movements are very different. But then when we did Herosa today, we not only saw the similarities between Balintawak and Herosa.
oh, we got you trained, Tom. You're doing this
Ma,
now too.
yeah, my office is like that as well. So sometimes I go like, whoop.
Okay, so what I wanted to say, we didn't only see some similarities between Balintawak and Herosa, but we also did see some similarities between Barroso Bo and Herosa. So this was another thing that was interesting for
Wow.
me to observe.
Yeah. I mean, Barao Sugbo is uh, a different ball game altogether when it comes to knife. I was fortunate to meet GM Ed Sinisa. I think that was 2016. So we trained with him in together with Bobby De La Rosa. So yeah, that was brilliant. That was a brilliant experience training with GM Boy Sinisa in Barao Sugbo. I loved it.
That's one reason why I attracted also with Barao. That's why I asked Jay Bowen if I can learn Barao because I can see the similarity of the one dankal rule that we do in Herosa.
Yeah,
It's almost the same with the one dankal rule when you defend against an knife.
yeah. And the good thing is in Barao, you've got a constant non-compliant type of
Yes.
training. It's not pretty. It's kind of like
Yeah.
you have to respond. You're there, otherwise you get cut or you get stabbed. Yeah. I'm wondering if there's any. Okay, so young Arthur Smith the third said, cool stuff. Thanks for sharing."
Thank you.
Are there any other aspects of Herosa that you want to show us, or
Sure.
yep?
Sure. Yeah, sure.
While they're
So,
preparing, Thomas, we need to
yeah.
connect so I can
Yeah,
book you for an interview, maybe October.
yeah, sure. And then we talk about Balintawak and Bawasubu.
Yeah, yeah,
Today or the day
yeah,
the host.
yeah, yeah. We'll get deeper into your FMA journey
Sure.
with your interview.
Yes.
Okay.
So that one. Yeah.
Back
Well,
this way.
yes,
Or
yes. No,
Then move away a little bit.
this way. Or this way.
no, no, this way, this way.
You're making me dance, Paul.
Yeah, now it's. Oh,
I thought that was you. That's why.
now it's. Oh, get closer. Yes.
So another concept in Herosa de Cuerdas is most of the time when we start play, we start on this position.
Okay.
Okay. So because the target is the shoulders, if I'm here, Kevin has had to find a way to hit this shoulder.
Okay.
Okay? If I'm here, Kevin will try to hit there. Because
Okay.
I allowed him to do it. Go ahead. Okay. But in reality, when he comes, I can block it. And
Okay.
then he needs to find a way either to play the different chords, then I will play to block those chords,
Okay.
right? Or he can now go to the other side. So the game, the reason why I'm showing you this is again, if I'm here, my goal is to hit this and to hit this. There's a lot of ways to do it. Uh, when I was learning under Eugene, my friend Eugene Amante was learning from Daniel Santo, the Jeet Kune Do, we have the Paksao, am I right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, everybody know what Paksao is if you're doing FMA, right? So Paksao is you hit, you tap, you punch.
Hmm.
So what we do is we do Paksao, am I right? I tap and I hit.
Okay.
So now here's another similarity of that arm, right? So I go pak, he blocks, and I called it sao, right? So that's one way to connect to that side is I have to pak and hit,
Yeah.
right? Another one is I can stung this hand. Instead of pushing, I will just stung him.
Okay. Yep.
Then I create the opening because this gets stuck in the middle.
Hmm.
Okay? Or another way is I'm just gonna bleed my weapon and barricade. So if this exaggerate motion, I barricade so I can hit because he's struggling to come to block.
All right. Okay.
Now, from as soon as I hit, the reason why I can't stay here, there's a disarm here. I'm here. He's gonna grab over there and disarm.
All right.
Oops,
Okay.
that came close to my. So from here, right? So I come, I barricade, I hit. He struggle, no, struggle, right? So his next option is either disarm me, right there. Before he can grab my stick, I am gonna shift.
Mm.
Have the barricade, and I can hit again the target. Once I hit, or I can take out the barricade here, rotate my weapon, He thinks I'm going there. I put the barricade. No, don't move. I put the barricade on the other side.
And clear it.
And now I'm gonna hit this side. Now he's
Okay.
gonna struggle to come, right?
Yeah.
Because he wanted to block. So by the time he probably figure out how to not to struggle with this, I already had two shots
Yeah.
or two or three. With
Okay.
GMO, he probably will be able to 5, 6 shots already in here. So on a real fight, this is very important if you're really doing self-defense, right?
Mm-hmm.
So imagine this, am I right? Let's say we're playing, am I right? Is it this way? Yeah, this way.
Back a little bit. Yeah.
So if I'm here, if this is just weapon-based fighting, not, I can just come here and just check and hit without pulling my hand out.
Mm.
This is the main difference with other FMA. With other FMA, they will check and they will pull this back and hit.
Mm-hmm.
I will check and leave it there without pushing him away.
Because it's
Without
barricading
pushing him
his
away.
response.
Because if I push him away, I'm going to
Creates.
miss.
Yep.
Right?
And you give
So
him a
all I'm
chance to
going to do is
reposition.
I'm going to put a barricade and hit.
Yeah.
If for some reason he clears this, you see this line here? See,
Yeah.
he's ready for the. If I actually continue the same path, same A note that I keep doing, it's gonna just stay there. It's gonna get blocked even if he doesn't move because
Yeah. Yeah.
there's a
Yeah. It
block.
won't reach
So what I'm
anymore.
gonna
Yeah.
do is either I'm gonna do, since I know Sarada, I will hit him with a Sarada shot on the head. So we do hit like everybody else. We
Okay.
just, for practice purposes, we don't. Right? Or, right, we're here, right? I can give him this shot before this check hand comes and bleed to my hand. I will find that linear opening and go there.
Okay.
Right? So there, as soon as he goes there, I put down the trap again. Guess where we're at again? We're back on the same situation earlier. And then I can hit and hit and hit. I call that barrier because I'm putting a barrier in there.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
And the main goal for us is for him to struggle, to move, to block. I don't want him, I don't want to grab his stick because when he grabs his stick, any movement that he does, circle me, I'm losing my angle.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
You know, so if you play a guitar, you let somebody hold your guitar, and how are you going to play
That's
if
it.
he's moving the guitar,
Exactly.
right? So all I did was I just put a barricade in there. So maybe on the guitar you put bars, am I right?
Yep. Yep. Yep.
You know,
Capo.
that's yeah. I don't know what you call it, but you can't play here. You can't play on top. You can't play here now because you
Yeah.
put the bar. You can only play over here.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's
You
what
put the
I'm doing.
capo. Yeah.
Yeah? So I'm just playing over here. If I take the bar off, then I have the full range again of play.
Mm.
So it's more like explaining what Herosa de Cuerdas is about versus demoing. Because if I
Ah.
demo, you can just go figure eight on me. Figure eight. And then once in a while, I find that opening there. See? You see? It's
Yeah.
unfair to Kevin because
Yeah.
he's brand new.
Yeah. I know. I know. And you can actually see in Kevin's like face. It was like, oh, where am I going now?
Yeah. But he doesn't know where I'm going.
Yeah. Okay.
Right?
Danny is on, and he basically he's asking. Sorry to inquire if already explained. I presume this is based on non-edge weapon.
I think we answered that already earlier.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
But it does come a different angles, different way of hitting if you're going to play with a blade.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
Danny, we.
you gotta
Yeah.
be careful with the live hand. You can't just put it anywhere now.
Mm.
I mean, if it's a blade and I come this way, I'm not gonna put a barricade there.
Yeah.
right? And my weapon's over here because he can just strike me from there,
Yeah.
right? So maybe this will, so I have to actually, if I barricade, I have to move my body this way so at least I can catch if he comes and cut me,
Hmm.
right? Now, a couple of friends of mine, uh, I'm just saying, okay, I watch I do Paete, Arnis, and Garimot. I'm kind of hiding to a better angle,
Mm, mm,
right?
mm.
So right now, what you saw earlier when I'm doing figure eight, and we're playing, Kevin. See, because we're just static, right? We're just standing here, but in reality, I'm moving.
You're gonna move.
There goes Steph's eyeglasses.
Oh no.
So once I start moving, see this. Again, I'm going to slow it down so you guys can see it. So as soon as I hit here, and Kevin's stick was there, this is already there.
Mm, mm, mm. You're basically like setting him up. It's like a bait and ganyo.
To be honest, it wasn't a setup. It's just for some reason, if I move and he sway back, the stick lands on the. I don't know why. I'm not even focusing on hitting that. I'm trying to focus on the shoulder, but
Mm.
because I angled, the stick still goes where it's supposed to go.
Yeah, I think it's because
It's like
the way your body moved, it changed
correct.
basically the path of the stick.
So in honestly, if I were playing again, is I will rather come here and hit Kevin with a slice.
Mm.
Kevin hasn't experienced a slice before, so when I slice, then I come here and I slice.
Yeah,
Then we're back again to where we started earlier on the first demo,
yeah, yeah, yeah,
which is this arm while in play.
yeah. It's actually it's that's one of the things that I find uh not just interesting but actually very well placed in Heyrosa de Cuerdas because you're doing all these things while in play. So it's not just static training
Correct.
that you do it. You basically want to do it while in motion because that's what's gonna happen in a fight. You don't like go
Correct.
like this. Yeah, it's moving.
Yes, it's
Everything
moving.
is everything basically happens in a certain at a certain moment. Everything is in motion.
There's a drawback if you try to copy Hirosa record us if you are not getting instruction because what's going to happen
Mm,
is this. What's going to happen? I'm going to show you that. So I went like this and I created an opening. He decided he's not going to block anymore. He just want
okay.
to get even with me. So I hit him in the shoulder and hit me on the shoulder. And this what is a big no-no in Hirosa Dikko. So both of us is just hitting. Nobody's blocking.
Yeah, that's true.
Then that's what I need to be careful not to happen.
Mm.
Because then it's just attack and attack. You're not worrying about defense.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Correct. So there's a
It's
certain
basically
point
things
in
are
time.
taken out
Yes.
of context and
Yes,
being
taken out of.
misused. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah. So most of the time when I spar and I got there first, you have to decide. I'm waiting for him to defend. If he doesn't want to go, then I just get out of the way.
Yeah, yeah.
For
Yeah.
me, because I'm the instructor, I gotta get out of the way and give him another one.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah.
Or I maybe if I'm here, and he's hitting me here, right, like this. No, he doesn't want to play the game. What I'm gonna do is I'm the one who's gonna shift, so I can get the crossing of the stick again,
Mm.
and then I can go and back again to what Herosa is
Yeah.
supposed to be about. Again, if you notice, I come here, we're hitting here. So he doesn't want to move, so I will block. So I came here, I gave him that. Then I used the entry that we talked about earlier, Paksao. Then I
Yeah.
went bang, bang, bang. Now I'm learning. Now he's forced to block because he has no target.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah.
When I'm here, his stick is short. See,
Yep, yeah, don't reach you.
I'm hitting. And then sometimes when I go here, and see, he can't reach, not unless he do a full body, a full shot like the old
Yeah, a full
Sarat.
swing.
Full swing. No, full swing. Guess what I
Yeah.
get from that? I get the click. He goes, I get the click and I come there.
Mm.
And then it's almost the same as what happened earlier. There goes my disarm. You want to do full swing? I'm going to do a full swing.
Yeah, that's true.
So, but again, it goes into play.
Hmm.
Do I prefer when I got here to get this? I probably won't. I'll probably just circle an 8 and go back to this so I can play. Then here's your stick back. Let's go play again.
Mm-hmm.
Because the only way you're going to learn is what we call in the Philippines, am I right? What is the word that if you're an old practitioner that you're learning from, you want to learn the old way,
Yeah.
is babad. Babad ka ba
Yeah.
sa
Yes.
pag-practice?
Yep.
This is
Exactly.
how we babad. We babad kami sa practice, but
Yeah.
we're practicing not static, not like this.
Yeah.
It was a outside block. He's gonna perform a kind of outside block. Again, this is babad, so repetition, but
Repetition.
static.
Mm.
So if it's Herosa,
That's it.
how he's gonna deal with that? Am I right? So if I go outside block, boom, bang, boom, block, boom. Then we're back to our game. See?
Yeah.
Block. And just block. Block better. Block better. Block better. I'm making him block so he doesn't attack me. So I always
That's
win.
yeah. Okay. All right.
Oh, hey,
Just
by the way, this is the first time he got something like this
no, it's fine. It's actually
today.
nice
Right?
because you
Today.
got the first stage. You managed to block it. You have to survive it.
Yes.
Yeah, it's almost like when you're your first time in BJJ, you just
Yes.
have to survive it.
Correct. Kevin, what do you think? Say something.
Yes, it's. I don't know. It's awesome. It's great. The feel it, the speed, the precision also, and the barricading, the check hand, how to comes in play. Because in other styles it often went back. So, but here he has to stay in, and it's already connected to the other movements that you do. So
Mm.
it's really alive.
Yeah,
Call it
and the
live.
good thing is,
Actually
Yes,
alive.
yes, this is really
the
Because
alive.
for
good
me,
thing
when you
is,
put it here, it's dead.
yeah, Kevin, even
Yes.
even under panic, you're trying to block it. That
Yeah,
is good.
yes.
You've got
There's no doubt.
exactly. You got the most. Okay,
Yes.
we got some. Hold on, we got some comments from Danny here.
Okay.
Um, the first after this question is looks like a fun drill to play. Actually, it's nice, Danny. It's like one of those
It's
when you
fun
got
when not if you're the receiver of the hit.
it's like when you start back to back in wrestling and you start like turning towards each other and do
And
grappling or
go.
whatsoever.
Yeah.
So it's one of those. And then the other one is okay, edge base, but different angles. Thank you, Danny. I think in the first part of the interview when Paul and Kevin demonstrated Heyrosa, it's actually worth watching that part. So you get because the question that you asked was also the same question that I asked Paul, and then he started showing the blade adaptation of Herosa. So it's actually worth watching the first demo. So next one. So this is played stationary and then later with footwork as one advances.
No. The whole system moves. I teach stationary because I'll explain this. Am I right? My first background, my foundation is Arada de Cuerdas. The way I learned is where I'm going to show a little bit of flow with Sarada.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
Are we in the market?
I think a little bit. Yeah,
There it
yeah,
is.
no, no.
So this is flow. You still remember? Yes.
Okay.
Good blocks, right? Put together. You're on a beat. Good hit. Step back. Stick together. Keep together. Beat. Together. Step back. See if you notice, I have coaching Kevin to be in place. Faster. keep hitting. So in reality, if you watch this, when he hits me over here, I'm actually tapping his shoulder already because I'm trying to teach him how to catch that. That in some form, I think it's called sombrada in other forms, right? I can't
Yeah,
remember.
sombrada. Yeah,
In
sombrada.
most cases, is I'm going to hit you with a block. They move, right? When I learned Sarada, you have to deal that with that attack in the middle. So when I come in here, right? Together, together, step back, boom. Uh, hit, hit. And you see now the Herosa comes out.
Sneaky.
Now, why did I show stationary? I want my students to be able to fight if they get in trouble and they can't get out.
Yeah, they
So I
get
want
stuck.
them when I'm here, be able to fight here. If there's room, then move.
Mm.
Herosa will move. Reality, Herosa will move. I'm forcing my student to deal with the attack. Against self-defense, there's no way out. What are you gonna do?
Yeah,
Right?
fight on
So
the
again,
ground.
when I said something like that, if I come here, I can just come and hit him. Done.
Mm. Yeah.
You don't need to move because I had to finish the fight, right? Again, if I cross stick, boom, hey, boom, done. But you're not babad again. You're just learning how to finish.
Yeah. I
What if he can counter that? You never
yeah.
knew because you want to finish everything. So if I do this and I check, he taps it with check hit. That's angle 12 on Balintawak, angle 1 in Sarada for us.
Mm.
So the similarity is there. Again, I touch here, I come, he's gonna tap, boom, boom, there. Okay? Hit. I do wiper and back again to the Herosa. Then finish. But if I
June made
finish, I'm not babad to the training.
June made the comment faster, harder.
He knows
Okay,
that.
I think okay. I guys, so basically you've heard from Paul the word babad. Okay, so I think the best word to translate babad in English is to be immersed. So,
Yes.
yep, to be immersed, and it's not just about being immersed in the system or being immersed in that drill or movement over a period of time, but also the quality of play or training that you do. But if you're not, if you're basically not immersed, that when you train, there are a lot of things that you miss out. So I think that's the best word to translate babad in English, immersed.
Oh, by the way, when I showed this, I just gonna uh, do a shout out because my Sarada came out today. Uh, we actually, if you hear those footwork that I'm doing,
Hmm.
Sarada in Chicago before with Takosa Sarada, we're actually called stumpers before because our
Okay.
foot is going dudum 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 dudum. We usually break stages. We split them. I'm just saying, I got a few arts on my belt,
Yeah,
so it's kind of
yeah,
hard. And this is not teaching. This is demoing and figuring
yeah.
out the similarities and the difference between other FMA, not only Balintawak. But now the reason why I brought that up is maybe that's the reason why GM Tito Uwit asked me in my Balintawak because of the Sorada.
I mean, it's nice that you're actually managing to cross basically when you do your demo. So it gives some perspective to basically how can other stuff fit. Because I mean, let's face it, most of our viewers here in FMA discussion, or maybe a lot of them, or 50% of them, they practice different styles. So you managing to show how different styles can fit in a demo, that's actually nice for them to see. Yeah,
Correct.
the literal like dropping the body weight. So when you stomp, oh,
Yes, and it's called also the split step.
yeah, split step. Yeah, that's true. Kevin, this is for you. Yes,
Yes.
good job keeping up, Kevin. I
Thank you
know he
very
went
much.
off.
What did he say? What did he say again? I'm sorry.
Yes, good job keeping up, Kevin. I know he went off.
A little bit. I got hyper with the Sarada.
Yeah, well, you get carried away.
So hopefully everybody enjoyed the demo.
Yep. Are there any questions from those who are watching? I mean, I've learned quite a lot. I've learned quite a lot about Herosa actually in this interview with you, man. And I
Hey
appreciate
Tom, I
very
accept
much
your pal.
for basically spending time with us.
Yes, yes, yes. And thank you for taking the time, by the way, Tom. It's also a last minute thing that since
I know.
Kevin was here, I actually have to see make sure he can perform the task if we go live.
Yeah.
And the first time I met him, he goes, "Yep, you're good to go. Let's go." Yeah.
Yep. Great job, Kevin.
Thank you very
Good job.
much.
No, it's a pleasure and honor, man. I mean, yeah, especially
Thank you.
this is also like supporting you on your first Germany tour or Germany trip, right? Which hopefully will
Yes.
become a tour
Hopefully,
every
hopefully,
year.
hope. Yes. And again, Kevin will be the European Germany representative. So anybody who wants to learn level one, after he passed level two, he can teach level one. He's still testing.
I try my best.
So
So Kevin is already going to will start a study group of Herosa in Germany.
yes, he is.
Good.
Yeah.
Good luck with that, Kevin.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I mean, if you got like if you want to help in promoting yourself as well with regards to your study group and whatever you do with seminars, okay, just let me know so we can basically help you promote your seminars,
Oh
your
yeah,
classes, and everything,
that
and
would be
yourself as
awesome.
well.
Thank you.
Yeah. And Thomas, he's here.
Yes,
He's very generous to let us use his gym. So
you're welcome. Welcome.
yeah.
Yep,
So
yep. Thank you very much, Thomas. I know it's already late there,
yeah.
Yeah, we
but
have
Yeah.
thank you,
those
thank you,
basic.
Thank you,
thank
thank
you.
you. And
Thanks for the interview.
I'll talk to you, Tom, later on today. We were talking
Yeah,
like at
sure.
2 o'clock in the morning.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Insomniacs,
So
insomniacs.
Thank you guys for watching.
Okay, thank you guys.
no
It was
problem.
a brilliant demo. It was a brilliant interview. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, so thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed the demo from Paul, Kevin, and Thomas. It's actually nice to see the connection between Balintawak and Herosa de Cuerdas. And it was um, it was interesting to find basically to find out why um, Paul said that Herosa is almost like the yin side or the feminine side of Balintawak. Okay. And for those of you who watch from the beginning, um, thank you very much for joining us tonight. And remember, next on Monday, I'm going to have the test run for my interview with Shishir Inokala, or AKA Michelangelo of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle. And then his interview is going to be on Tuesday. Okay. So thank you very much again, everybody. Have a blessed weekend ahead of you. Okay. And hope to see you on Monday and Tuesday.